Okay, so welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be doing a review on the Edifier QD25, which was kindly recommended to me by someone in the comments. I think off the QD35 video, which I did possibly over a year ago now. It's all a bit of a blur, but yeah, QD35 is effectively just a slightly bigger version of this one. Well, slightly bigger, I'd say it's probably almost double the size. But yeah, this is a new release from Edifier, just a smaller version. And I was actually a big fan of the original QD35. I did actually kind of label it, I think, as one of the best desk speakers that I tested. We'll see if this smaller one, the QD25, sorry, can keep up with that. We'll go through the specs first. So it retails for £120. I got it from gadgetsomething.com. I'll see if I can put it on screen if I can remember, because it's not quite as easy. You can't just buy it through the Edifier website. I found it was just not available, so you kind of have to get it from separate retailers, but yeah, not the end of the world. But yeah, this one retailed for 120, so you know, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. It's kind of sat there in the middle. You know, you could pay a hell of a lot more for desk speakers, but you could pay less as well if you wanted to get something a bit cheaper. So it'd be interesting to see where this comes in. It's got 25 watt RMS output, which doesn't sound great off the get-go, but it's kind of weird with these things. I'm not sure if that's what they're reporting there, because I'm sure the peak must be higher than that. It definitely sounds louder than that, but supposedly 25 watt. Frequency range is 65 hertz to 40 kilohertz. So yeah, it's not too bad on the low end. The 65 hertz isn't too bad, but it's and it's very good on the high end. That 40 kilohertz is quite impressive on the upper end there. So a decent frequency range. It's got a 2.5-inch mid-bass driver in it, a 0.75-inch tweeter, and an oval passive radiator in there as well. So it's got a nice setup of drivers I quite like. You know, I've said this in the past, but I like it when it's always a bit worrying when you see a speaker which has got like one kind of mid-range or full-range driver in it, which just kind of does everything. This is a nice, you know, we've got a proper dedicated woofer effectively, we've got a tweeter, and we've got passive radiator in there as well to amplify that bit. So we should be getting a decent kind of setup out of this thing. Be interesting to see. It is actually high-res certified as well for those of you audio geeks who want to listen with your proper DACs and stuff like that. So that's good, cool to have. Bluetooth version 6.0, which is a bit weird. I'm not really sure. I wasn't sure that we'd got there yet. Maybe I'm mistaken, because with the new JBL speakers, version 5.4. So I'm not. It says 6.0 on the website. I didn't really do as much research as I probably should have done into what that actually means. I wasn't really aware we'd got to version 6, but if we have, then this must be a very new release of it. So feel free to educate me in the comments if you have a bit more knowledge about that one. It can do stereo pairing with other speakers, and it can also do multi-connection, so you can have, I think, probably just 2 devices connected to it, but it does make a big difference if you're in a kind of group of people. You can have 2 people connected and swap between your kind of playlists and stuff, so that's nice to have. It's got some custom sound profiles in the app as well, so I can show you that a bit later on. But it yeah, just means that you can change through a bit of custom EQ presets, nothing too fancy going on. Battery wise, we've got 15 hours of playback, which is quite good. Obviously it's probably going to be on a desk, so you can plug it in anyway just through the USB-C at the back, but 15 hours anyway in case you wanted to move it around. And it weighs just over a kilo at 1.02 kilos, so it's quite a nice build. Design wise, this is one of the best things that I liked about the QD35, is that I just love this design. It's kind of got this glass effect on the front. I mean, it's not glass, it's plastic, but it looks really, really high quality. It's kind of bent around the sides, so you've got the kind of plasticky glass effect on the side, on the front where it bends around the side. You've got the kind of light strips effectively in the middle, which kind of reflect off of the chrome backing plate. And then you've got the Edifier logo and pattern that sit at the bottom there. On the QD35, you could also have like time and some extra widgets, but I don't think this one has that, because it's just being slightly smaller. And then you've got the exposed drivers on the front here. You've got the woofer just sat out the front, which looks really cool. On the top, you've got the Edifier logo on the really glossy surface. The only negative about this is that it is a bit of a fingerprint and dust magnet because of this glossy surface. So yeah, but obviously, you know, if it's a desk speaker, you're not going to have too much of that. I suppose you are going to have a bit of dust, but not too much fingerprint. So it's still a nice surface. On the right hand side, you've got the controls. So you've got the power button, Bluetooth button, volume up and skip buttons, the light button, so you can swap through all the different light effects and hold it off to turn them off if you want. And then you've also got the battery indicator bar, similar to what JBL do. On the back, you can see the passive radiator coming out the back, that oval shaped passive radiator on the back with the USB-C in and the sticker for high res and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a really unique design. You don't see something like this too much. And I like the way that they've used the lights in there to reflect off the backing and stuff like that. It adds a, you know, kind of depending on what way you look at it, it looks a bit different, and I do really like that uniqueness to it. But yeah, so I mean, obviously none of this means anything if it doesn't sound good, so let's do a sound test with it and we'll see what you think. Okay, so yeah, sound test done. I think we saw kind of maybe just about 90 decibels, but most of the time high 80s. So it's weird. It's quite a quiet speaker in a way. Like this was 80% volume, you know, as I always do. But it is quite a quiet speaker. Like that's not, it doesn't get much louder than that. So if you're wanting this for kind of parties or to listen to, you know, to proper like blasts of music, this isn't the speaker for you, unfortunately. And the frequency graph doesn't look great. It's obviously quite bass heavy, and then it tails off a little bit towards the high end, which is odd because it claimed a 40 hertz top end, 40 kilohertz. Unless I wrote that down wrong, please correct me if I did, but I thought it claimed 40, and we're definitely not getting 40, like nowhere near. So that's a bit weird. Maybe I did write that down wrong, we'll have to assume. But kind of despite all of that, actually listening to it and living with it, I still just really like it. It's a cool design, you know, it gets people talking if you've got it on a desk and they come in the room. It's not a bad form factor, and because it's flat as well, you can put other things on top of it, and there's no buttons up there that you need to get to, so you can put your phone on there, you can put things on there, you know, it doesn't take up too much space on a desk because you can effectively still use that area for something. I just like the design. I like the exposed speakers at the front. I like the buttons. I don't know, it's kind of like one of those things. It looks a little bit gimmicky, but I just personally like it, and I do also like the bass heavy sound signature because that's just the type of music and the way I like to listen to music. So like personally, I do quite like it. I'm not sure whether it's worth £120 though, that's the problem, because like even you could get a JBL Flip 7 for about the same price, and even that does sound better. Obviously it's not a desk speaker and it's not going to give you the same atmosphere and other features that this thing's got, but I think it's not the best sound. But when you take into account the design and all the other features that come along with that and the high res stuff, I think it does itself justice. You know, I don't think it's something you should go out and necessarily rush to buy, but if you're in the market for a cool desk speaker, something that's going to get heads turning and look a bit more interesting, and you don't necessarily want to blast music, you just want to play some quiet stuff or even just listen to normal audio at a decent volume, then I think this should be on your list. I still do like it, but it's definitely not the best out there, and it does have some compromises in some places. But, you know, let me know what you think. Would you pick one of these up? Do you think it's a bit overpriced? Do you think the sound's a bit crap? Let me know. Put it in the comments.